Before I knew these drawing exercises, my drawings lacked accuracy and proportion. I remember feeling frustrated, thinking my drawings would never look as good as I wanted them to. But after practicing these exercises, everything changed. Let me show you how these exercises can take your skills to the next level. Continuous line drawing exercises. When I first started doing continuous line drawings at university, I honestly thought they were pointless. I didn't understand how drawing a subject without lifting my pencil would help me, but I stuck with it. And over time, I realized it was a great exercise to improve my overall drawing skill. It helped me focus on what I was seeing rather than what I thought about the object. This exercise trains your hand-eye coordination by forcing you to focus on what you see rather than what you think you see. I recommend using a real-life object, but if you don't have one, you can use a photograph like I am here. You can also use a pen like I am, or you can use a pencil. The important thing is to really study the object. Don't rush it. Remember, you can always pause and rewind this video to see how I do it. Benefits include improves observational skills, trains hand-eye coordination, helps you commit to confident lines, and reinforces the idea that drawing is about seeing, not assuming. Take your time with this exercise. Slow down and concentrate on what you see. Focus on reflections, edges, and how light interacts with the surface. Don't worry if you need to go over the same line twice. This isn't about perfection, but about improving your accuracy. Drawing is all about truly seeing what's in front of you, not just what your brain assumes is there. The more you train yourself to observe, the more accurate your drawings will become. Now you've built up your focus and observational skills with continuous line drawing, the next step will make you pay attention to how form, shadows, and proportions come together. When I was new to continuous lines, I couldn't believe how many details I had missed, especially objects like this. I thought a mug was simple, but the more I observed, the more I noticed the complexity, the subtle twist of the handle, how the shadows fall across the surface. This exercise taught me to slow down, focus, and really pay attention to how light, shape, and space interact. Benefits include improves understanding of form and structure, encourages careful observation of shadows and proportions, builds confidence in capturing details without relying on memory. Use the same technique as in the spoon drawing, but now focus on a mug. Don't lift your pen or pencil as you draw. Pay close attention to the saucer if you're drawing one and how the shadows fall. Observe the curves and how they flow into one another. Pay attention to how the handle connects to the body of the mug. The more you focus on subtle details, the more accurate your drawings will become. If you're enjoying these drawing exercises to improve your drawing skill and accuracy, don't forget to like, subscribe to the Portrait Guru, and give me a comment below with your favourite drawing exercise. It really helps promote and support the channel, which I highly appreciate. So far we've been focusing on observation, but the next exercise will work on slowing down your thinking process even further. It's time to take a step back and let go of control completely with blind contour drawing. Trust me, it will do wonders for your ability to see. Blind contour line drawing exercise. Like continuous line drawings, I also used to be very skeptical about blind contour drawing. I didn't understand how not looking at my paper could actually help. But the first time I tried it, I was amazed at how much focused I became on the object. Yes, the result was very messy, but it taught me to trust what I was seeing, and this trust was essential in improving my drawing ability. In this exercise, you won't look at your paper at all. Instead, focus entirely on the object. Trust your hand to follow the contours of what you're observing. Benefits include training you to focus fully on the object, helps develop hand-eye coordination, and builds skills in seeing proportions and shapes more accurately. It's important to slow down and don't rush. Try to mimic where your eyes are on the subject, to what you're drawing. Really pay attention to the lines and shapes of the object. Over time, you'll start to notice improvements in your ability to draw more accurately. Now that you've sharpened your focus, it's time to dive into something that really helped to take my drawing skills to the next level. I promise this is going to be a real game changer to change your approach to drawing objects like nothing else. Observational drawing exercise. Learning to measure proportions properly allowed me to draw with more precision and accuracy than ever before. Here's how to do it. Hold your pencil or pen at arm's length, making sure to lock your elbow to keep it straight, and even brace your arm against your chin or neck to keep your measurements consistent. This is really important. Close one eye and use the top of the pencil to align with the top of the apple. Then slide your thumb down the pencil to mark the bottom. That's your unit of measurement. Now, compare the measurement to other parts of your composition. How many apple heights wide is the setup? How does one apple compare to another? Don't just measure vertically, measure horizontally too. Look at where the top of the apple sits compared to the apple beside it. Imagine a horizontal line extending from its top. Does it line perfectly with the apple next to it, or is it lower? What about the bottom of the apple? How does it compare to the base of the one beside it? You should notice that while the top of the apple is lower than the apple to the right, its bottom extends further down. Now look at the stem of the front apple. Imagine drawing an invisible vertical line upward. Does it intersect with the apple behind it? You'll likely see that the stem lines up with the top of the apple at the back. These relationships between objects are key to accurate proportions. Really take your time with this exercise. Measuring like this will help you develop a keen eye for proportions and spatial relationships. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. It's all about comparing one apple to another one. Remember to measure one apple and how does that compare to another apple. This is how you start to form a drawing, as you start comparing and contrasting where each object sits in space, in contrast or in comparison to one another. Remember those vertical and horizontal lines. Just keep comparing, keep looking at the subject, and really draw what you see. Once you get comfortable with measuring, you can move on to exercises to help loosen up your accuracy. Building a drawing with simple shapes. By breaking down an object into basic shapes like circles, rectangles, squares, triangles, this is an incredibly useful way to approach even the most complex items. You can then take these basic shapes and then turn them into basic forms. So cylinders, cones, and cubes. This exercise teaches you how to simplify complex objects by seeing them as basic shapes. Benefits include it teaches you to break down complex objects into simple shapes, develops spatial awareness and proportional skills, helps improve accuracy to capture complex forms. Start with a circle for the body, a smaller circle for the handle, and a cylinder for the spout. As you go, use what you've learned in the previous exercises about proportions and accuracy. This approach makes complex objects much easier to draw. Once you have the foundations in place, you can then add details to the overall drawing. Now that we've built up your ability to simplify shapes, it's time to put everything together in a more challenging drawing, a shoe. This will allow you to combine all the skills that you've practiced and apply them to something more dynamic. Drawing a shoe can be tricky, but by applying everything we've learnt, from measuring proportions with your pencil to observing details and simplifying forms into basic shapes, you'll be able to approach this with confidence. Benefits include combined skills learned in the earlier exercises, strengthens ability to observe and measure proportions, builds confidence in tackling more complex subjects. Focus on the overall shape and proportions, then break the shoe down into basic shapes as we did with the teapot. Don't forget to pay close attention to shadows and details that bring the shoe to life. Which exercise was the most helpful for you? Let me know in the comments, and if you found this useful, please do hit that like and subscribe button for even more drawing exercises and tutorials in the future. And I really do highly recommend you checking out this video coming up.